Have you ever been sitting at home in the evening, the house quiet, the clock ticking, and wondered, if something happened right now, who would I call? How fast could I get help? If that question has ever crossed your mind, you're not alone. And it doesn't mean you're frail or fearful. It means you care about your independence. You want to keep living life on your terms, without having to rely on someone else for every little thing. The good news is there are a handful of simple, affordable tech tools that can make living alone feel not just possible, but comfortable and safe. You don't need to be a whiz with gadgets. If you can plug in a lamp or answer phone, you can do this. Today, we're talking about 6 tools that deliver easy setup and big safety. Think of them as friendly helpers that sit quietly in the background until you need them. No complicated instructions, no hours of frustration, and no trying to memorize passwords like a teenager. I'll walk you through how they help and how to get started, with everyday examples so you can picture them working in your life. Let's start with the one that surprises people the most because it's so simple. The little voice assistant speaker. Imagine you're in the kitchen, hands wet at the sink, and you suddenly remember you're supposed to take the evening pill in 20 minutes. You don't have to dry off, hunt for a pen, or grab your phone. You just say, "Remind me to take my pill at 6:30. Done. Or picture this. You feel a little dizzy and want to call a neighbor. Instead of shuffling across the room for your phone, you say, "Call Susan," and the call goes through hands-free. A basic smart speaker, about the size of a mug, does this for you. It plugs into the wall, connects to your home Wi-Fi, and listens for a wake word like Alexa or Hey Google. If you're not sure how to connect it, the setup app on your phone or tablet guides you step by step with big buttons and clear instructions. And if that still feels like a lot, ask a family member to do the 10-minute setup once, and you're done. Too shy to ask? Many local libraries and senior centers run quick tech help sessions. They'll happily plug it in and connect it for you. Once it's on, think of it as a voice-activated helper. You can say, "What's the weather?" Before you decide on the coat, set a reminder for my water aerobics on Mondays at 9 or find my phone. It will make your phone ring even if it's buried in the couch. You can add your most important contacts, children, neighbors, your doctor's office, to the app one time, then simply call them by voice. You can even say, "Turn on the living room lamp," if you screw a smart bulb into your lamp or use a little smart plug, which we'll talk about later. It's like having a gentle magic trick in a room that answers when you speak, including at 2 a.m. when you're half asleep and wondering if you turned off the stove. Is the oven on? Might not be a standard question, but set a timer, what time is it, and play soft music and they make a difference on restless nights. For a lot of folks, the worry is privacy. You should know you can mute the microphone with a physical button right on top of the device whenever you want a quiet moment. You can turn off features you don't need. You're in charge. And there's no subscription to use the basics. Asking questions, setting reminders, making voice calls to your contacts, so it's not a monthly bill. These speakers often go on sale for the price of a nice dinner out. And once they're in your home, they quickly become the little helper you didn't know you wanted. I've heard from a viewer named Mary, 74, who uses hers to say, "Good night," and it turns off her lamp, locks the smart lock, and starts ocean sounds. Another viewer, Ben, says he likes to ask this for jokes while he makes coffee, because laughing before the news makes the day feel lighter. Now, having a voice helper is wonderful for convenience and small moments of peace, but let's talk about the tool that could be the difference between a scare and a safe outcome, a medical alert wearable with automatic fall detection. Forget the old image of a big box sitting on a table and a cord you never wear. Today's options are light, discreet, and smart. You can choose a simple pendant that looks like a small necklace charm, or a modern watch with a nice face that also tells the time in steps. The key feature to look for is automatic fall detection. That means if you take a hard fall and can't reach to press a button, the device detects the impact and checks in with you. If you don't respond, it calls a train operator or your emergency contact, and help is on the way. That's big safety, whether you're in your living room or at the grocery store. Here's how it actually works in daily life. You charge it overnight like a phone. You wear it during the day, and you press the button if you ever feel unwell or unsafe. If it senses a fall, it will start an alert sequence on its own. Many of these devices include a speaker and microphone right on the pendant or watch, so you can talk to a person through it without trying to find your phone. If you don't feel like chatting with an operator when you simply need a ride home, many systems let you set up family as the first call. During setup, you choose who to contact first, maybe your daughter, your neighbor, or the professional monitoring center. The setup usually involves either pairing it with a small base station in your home or connecting it to a smartphone app. The screens are simple. Add your name, your contacts, your address, and a few medical notes like allergies or conditions. If you prefer not to mess with apps, the company can often set it up for you before shipping, or a family member can do it in 15 minutes. Once you've worn it for a day or two, you'll forget it's there until you need it. I'll share a real-world scenario. A gentleman named Frank, 68, was tidying up his garden after a rain, stepped on a slick patch, and went down fast. He felt stunned for a moment and realized he'd left his phone inside on the charger. His watch detected the fall, pinged him with a vibration, counted down, and connected him support when he didn't tap "I'm okay" in time. The operator spoke through the watch, asked if he needed an ambulance, and when he said he was shaken but could stand, they called his neighbor to come over and check on him. No panic, no shouting for help, no lying there wishing someone would come along. That's what we're after. Quiet confidence. A lot of people ask about cost. Basic medical alert pendants usually require a monthly fee because there's a monitoring service and often built-in cellular service, so the device works anywhere, not just at home. Think of it like the seatbelt of tech. You pay for it because it's the one thing you will want working perfectly the day you need it. If you prefer a smartwatch, some models include fall detection and emergency SOS without a separate monitor, though you'll want to check whether they require your phone to be with you and whether they can call emergency services directly. The best choice is the one you will actually wear, lightweight, comfortable, and simple. Try it on. Make sure the charging routine fits your life. And do a practice test. Press the button once and let it connect so you hear the voice, then say, "This is a test." They'll say, "Thank you," and hang up. That one practice run can remove all the nerves and makes it feel second nature. When you pair a tiny voice help in the room with a wearable that's got your back if you slip, you create a safety net without adding any clutter or complexity to your day. It's like installing better lighting on a familiar path. You still walk where you want to go, you just see the ground more clearly. And as you start using them, you'll notice small wins that add up. You'll stop worrying about missing a pill. You won't feel as hesitant to get on a step stool to reach the top shelf because you know you're not truly alone. Independence doesn't disappear when you bring in a little tech. It gets reinforced. You're choosing the tools that let you keep doing what you love, with a calm mind and a pocket of reassurance tucked right into your routine. Keep that calm feeling in mind, because building on it is easier than you might think, and each small step you take makes the next one even smoother. That steady, settled feeling grows when your home starts pitching in for the little things, almost like it understands the rhythm of your day. One of the easiest ways to get there is with lighting that behaves itself. If there's one place most slips and stumbles happen, it's those dark moments in the hallway or the bathroom at night. You don't need to rewire anything or become an electrician. You can take any lamp you already own, plug it into a tiny smart plug, and suddenly that lamp can turn on by voice on a schedule or with a simple tap on your phone. If you want to skip the plug altogether, you can screw a smart bulb directly into your lamp just like a regular bulb. That's all the install it takes. Picture this in your own space. You pick one lamp near your bed, the one you use the most. You plug it into a smart plug the size of a matchbox, connect that plug to the same Wi-Fi your phone uses, and in the setup screen you name it bedroom lamp. Now you can say, turn on the bedroom lamp, and it does. More importantly, you set a little schedule. Maybe it comes on at sunset every evening, so you're never walking into a dark room again. Or you set it to turn on at 6 a.m. at a low, warm brightness, giving you a gentle wake-up instead of a harsh flip of a switch. If nighttime trips to the bathroom are part of your routine, set a hallway lamp to come on at 20% brightness after 10 p.m., just enough to guide your steps without blinding you. The difference that makes, especially if your balance is a little iffy in the dark, is huge. If you like the idea of lights reacting to you, motion-sensing night lights are another easy win. They plug into an outlet like a small air freshener, cost about as much as a lunch out, and glow softly when they detect movement. No app required. Put one near the bed and one in the bathroom, and you've just removed the need to fumble for a switch when you're half asleep. If you want to get fancy, some smart bulbs can dim and brighten automatically or respond when you say, "Good night," turning everything off without you doing a lap around the house. That's especially helpful if you have arthritis or just don't feel like being your own electrician every evening. Another side benefit of smart lighting is the way it can make your house look lived in when you're out. You can set a couple of lights to turn on and off at different times, which is a simple deterrent to anyone who might think the place is empty. You don't have to sit there tapping a schedule forever. Many apps have a sunset option or an away mode that randomizes the times a bit. And if you're ever on the couch with a blanket and the lamp across the room is too bright, you don't have to get up. Dim the living room lamp to 40%, and you're back to the movie without a sigh. If you're worried about all these gadgets being complicated, start with one lamp. Give yourself a day or two to enjoy how easy it feels. If you like setting a schedule, add a second lamp. If you like the motion lights, add one to the top of the stairs. You are not trying to build a spaceship. You're just adding switches that respond to you instead of the other way around. Now, let's talk about the front door, because one of the most common stresses when you live alone is deciding whether to answer it. You hear a knock and your mind runs through a dozen questions. Who is it? Is it important? Do I have to shuffle all the way there to find out? A video doorbell takes all that guesswork away. Think of it as a tiny, polite peephole that shows you who's there and lets you talk to them without you getting up or even being at home. The modern versions attach right where your bell is now, or they mount with two small screws and a bracket. Many models are battery powered, which means you don't need to touch a single wire. You charge a battery every few months, snap it back in, and you're done. When someone walks up, your phone or tablet shows you a clear picture and lets you speak. "Hi there, can I help you?" Maybe it's a delivery and you can say, "Please leave it by the planter," without jogging to the door. Maybe it's someone selling something you don't need, and you can politely decline without opening up. If your knees are sore or you move a little slower, not having to bolt to the doorbell is a gift in itself. Even better, if you have a voice assistant speaker inside, it can announce someone is at the front door and even show you their face on a screen-enabled speaker or smart TV. That means the tech works even if you aren't carrying a phone around the house. Privacy is a fair concern, and you have options. In the app, you can turn off audio recording if you prefer, set what part of your view triggers alerts, and create quiet hours so you aren't hearing dings while you're sleeping. Some devices store video clips locally on a little memory card at home. Others use secure online storage for a small monthly fee. If subscriptions aren't your thing, look for local storage or no subscription required in the description. And here's a useful touch many people like. You can share access with a trusted family member or neighbor. That way, if you're away for a weekend or just not near the door, they can see the visitor and lend a hand if needed. It turns your doorstep into a conversation on your terms. While we're at the door, there's a companion upgrade that pairs perfectly with the camera, a smart lock with a keypad. This isn't about turning your home into a gadget lab. It's about removing two headaches at once, worrying whether you locked up and managing keys. With a keypad lock, you can punch in your code and go. No fishing around in the dark. You can make a special code for your housekeeper, dog walker, or a trusted neighbor, and you can delete that code anytime without changing the whole lock. If you ever get that sinking feeling at the grocery store, did I lock the front door? You can check from your phone and tap lock if you forgot. It's wonderfully boring in the best way. The installation sounds scarier than it is. Most keypad locks are designed to replace the interior part of your existing deadbolt with just a screwdriver. You keep the same bolt that slides into the door frame. The new piece goes on the inside, the keypad on the outside, and the whole thing usually takes 20 minutes. If you're not up for even that, many hardware stores will install it for a small fee, and some models simply add a little motor to the thumb turn on the inside without touching the outside at all. They run on regular batteries, and when the batteries get low, the lock warns you for weeks beforehand. You can still use a regular key if you want. The old-fashioned backup is still there. Why bother? Because it gives you control. If a friend is stopping by to drop off soup while you're at a doctor's appointment, you can unlock the door from your phone for them and lock it again when they leave. If you're in bed and can't remember whether you locked up, you can just ask your voice assistant, "Is the front door locked?" And it will tell you or even lock it for you. No more hiding a key under the mat. No more worrying about lost keys floating around. It's one small swap that removes a surprising amount of anxiety. When your lights come on when you need them, your door lets you screen visitors, and your lock gives you confidence without a pocket full of keys. You start to feel your home taking care of you in practical, quiet ways. It's not flashy, and it doesn't require a lot of learning. It's like putting felt pads under the legs of a wobbly table. Suddenly, everything sits just right, and you can relax into your day. The best part is that these tools don't tell you how to live. They adapt to your habits and support the way you already like to do things. And once the house is backing you up, it becomes easier to give a couple of daily routines a little help too, especially the ones that matter most for your health and peace of mind. And speaking of peace of mind, there's one everyday routine that can quietly steal it if it's not handled well, and that's medication. Whether you take one pill or several, it's easy to miss a dose, double up by mistake, or lose track of refills. You shouldn't have to keep a pharmacy in your head. A simple medication helper can take that mental load off your shoulders and keep you steady without a lot of fuss. There are a few styles, and you can pick the one that matches your comfort level. The easiest is a talking reminder app on your phone with big, clear alerts. It pops up, speaks the reminder out loud, and won't stop until you tap that you took it. You can pair it with your voice assistant, so it chimes from across the room even if your phone is in your purse. If you prefer not to use a phone at all, there are smart caps that go on a regular pill bottle and flash or beep at the right time. Twist the cap to open, take the dose, and it logs that you did it. Very simple, no learning curve. For those of you managing several medications at different times, an automatic pill dispenser can be a lifesaver and a stress buster. Imagine a round device about the size of a dinner plate with little compartments inside for each dose. On Sunday afternoon, you fill a week or two at a time, close the lid, and forget it. At the scheduled time, it lights up, beeps, and rotates to release the right dose into a small cup. Some models even speak, "It's time for your evening medication." And if you don't take it within a certain window, they alert a family member or caregiver that you might need to check in. You choose who gets that alert, and you can change it any time. The setup is straightforward. Plug it in. Set your times using the buttons on the front or a simple app, and decide whether you want reminders by sound, light, phone call, or all three. You can keep it right where you have breakfast or next to your favorite reading chair, so it's part of your normal routine. If you ever stood in the kitchen and wondered, "Did I take it already?" This takes that worry off the table. The dispenser knows what's been taken and what hasn't. No more guessing by the number of pills left in the bottle. And if you're worried about accidental extra doses, many units lock between times, so you can't reach the next compartment early. If your hearing isn't perfect, choose a model with a bright light ring and a louder chime. If your eyesight is limited, pick one that talks and has big, tactile buttons you can feel. Many of them have a battery backup, so if the power blips at night, your schedule keeps running. The one decision to make is how often you want to send alerts to someone else, if at all. Some folks love that their daughter gets a quick text if a dose is missed. Others prefer to keep it private and just use the local alarms. Both are okay. You're the boss of your own setup. Here's how it might look in daily life. You pour your morning tea, and the dispenser lights up and chirps gently. You press the button, the right dose slides out, and you take it with your tea. A few hours later, you're in the garden. You lose track of time, which is exactly what a good garden is for. The next reminder happens, but you don't hear outside. After a short grace period, your chosen backup, maybe your neighbor across the street, gets a friendly notification. They call, "Hey, just checking in. Want me to stop by?" It's not a nag. It's a safety net that you set up. You can also make it less social and have the system call your own phone as a backup reminder instead. The point is choice. You decide how it should work for you. Refills can be part of plan too. Some pharmacies will pre-sort your medication in packets labeled by date and time, which slide right into certain dispensers or into a simple countertop organizer. That way, the only setup you do is placing the strip in the slot. If you stick with bottles, you can set your voice assistant to remind you to reorder 5 days before you run out. Just say, "Remind me to refill my blood pressure medication on the 20th, and then forget about it." A little trick people love is placing the dispenser next to something you never skip, like your coffee maker or toothbrush. That way the reminder stacks onto a habit you already have. Another nice touch is asking your voice helper to answer, "Did I take my morning pill?" by checking the app connected to your dispenser, so you don't have to guess. Cost-wise, there's a range. Basic reminder apps are often free. Smart caps and simple vibrating timers are usually inexpensive, like a few cups of coffee. Automatic dispensers cost more upfront, with optional small monthly fees if you use cellular alerts or monitoring. Think of it like paying for a reliable calendar that keeps your health steady. If the idea of loading compartments feels fiddly, ask your pharmacy if they offer blister packs organized by date and time. You can slide each packet into the dispenser or tear it off and use it with a timer. There's no single right way, only the way you'll happily use every day. What I love about bringing a medication helper into your home is the immediate sense of relief it creates. You're not chasing the clock anymore, and you're less likely to skip a dose on busy days. I heard from Evelyn, who told me she usually laid pills out in little saucers around the kitchen. She still missed doses and felt embarrassed talking to her doctor about it. Now, her dispenser gives a soft chime at breakfast and dinner. She taps a button, takes what's there, and the device logs it at her checkup. She brought the log on her phone and said, "Here's exactly what I took." Her doctor adjusted one dose and celebrated her consistency. That confidence shows up in other parts of life too. When you know your basics are handled, you say yes to more walks, more visits, more good sleep. You might be thinking this is a lot of gadgets. Remember, you don't need all of them on day one, and you certainly don't need to use every feature. Start with the one that solves the biggest worry you carry around. If it's calling for help in an emergency, with a pendant or watch. If it's the front door, choose the video bell and keypad lock. If it's nighttime safety, let the lights do some of the work. If it's your medication routine, let the dispenser keep time for you. A small change in one corner of your day can ripple across your whole week. Independence isn't about doing everything the hard way. It's about choosing tools that make your way easier. As these helpers settle into your home, you'll notice the soft benefits too. You'll walk into rooms that are ready for you, answer the door on your terms, and trust that help is reachable without a scramble. You'll worry less about whether you forgot something important and spend more time enjoying the things that bring you joy, whether that's tending tomatoes, meeting a friend for lunch, or getting lost in a good book. None of this is about being perfect with technology. It's about getting just enough help at the right moments so you can keep living on your own with confidence. If any of this sparked an idea or raised a question, tell me about it below. What's one small upgrade you're curious to try, or what's already working well for you at home? Your tips help other folks who are reading the comments, and your questions give me ideas for future videos. If you found this helpful, tap like so more people can find it, and subscribe for more friendly, practical ways to make independent living easier and safer. I'm cheering you on as you build a home that looks out for you while you look out for yourself. Here's to calm mornings, easy evenings, and the freedom to live on your terms at every age.